Okay guys, I am here on Friday night at Area 51, and I've got three amazing things to show you. One is over here, you can't see it. There's in that lagoon over there, there's a whole bunch of small green creatures which do most of our riveting here at Area 51. And then we've got the next amazing thing I've got to show you is all the UFOs coming in from the galaxy all over are coming in and landing here on this runway. It's amazing. They're coming in from both directions and they're coming in fast. They'll come park here. See, they go over here and they fuel up at this fueling station. They're over there. You can't see the station much, but you can see a bunch of UFOs and they're all fueling up over there. And yep, there's a little stray loner over there. And the third thing I've got to show you here is all the UFOs that are already sleeping have gone up to the sky, and they're just hovering around up there, just sleeping. See, they're just all over. Some are brighter than others because they're different colors in the UFO world. They just look brighter and dimmer to us, but in the UFO world, I'm sure they're different colors. There are just hundreds of them up there, just sleeping and so peacefully. You know, I always wondered, why do they sleep on their sides like that? That's not how they show them in the movies. It'd be interesting if they were to rotate up with their little pointy nose up, right? I think this one's doing it. Look at that. It actually is. Well, if that doesn't beat all, he must have been listening to me. I wonder if he sent the signal to the others. He did. They've all turned upright. What do you know about that? Maybe I better see if the landing one's turned upright. I think I hear some coming. Up, look. Would you look at that? They've all turned upright. Ooh, that's a hot one. That must be a big one. That must be an 18-wheeler UFO. Oh, maybe it was a couple of two-wheeled UFOs. They must all be listening to us. Maybe I better check the ones on the charging station. Sure enough, look at that. They all turned right side up. They must all be listening. Hey, look, there's my shadow. That's kind of interesting. See, I can kind of wave. That's the landing lights from these UFOs. How about that? Anyway, I've got a pretty neat setup here. I got an old Generation 3 night vision scope hooked to a cell phone camera with a block of styrofoam and some tape. Yeah, I used frog tape. It seemed just right to use frog tape. And it works pretty well here. I've never seen so many UFOs in one night, but they're just all over. This must be like the power charging hub there or something. Maybe it's the crescent moon. I think that's the crescent moon. But see, there's lots of UFOs around that too, so that must be the mothership right there. Yeah, I think there's another corral over there for the UFOs. Anyway, what I like about this setup is how it so clearly shows the UFOs, even though they're so far away. Wait a second. I think I forgot to focus this thing. Let me see. There's a ring here that says focus. I'm going to turn it. Would you look at that? Those aren't UFOs. Those are stars. These aren't UFOs. They're cars. And, that's a building. By George, this isn't Area 51. This is a cow pasture. Guess that explains the frogs in the swamp, huh? Well, what do you know about that? I learn something every day. Hope you do too. Well, look at them stars going up there. Wonder if I can see the Big Dipper. Oh, I probably could, but I've been staring at my phone screen so long that I'm not sure I could see it, because my eyes aren't used to the dark. But let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know. Some of these stars up here form the Big Dipper, but the field of view on this thing isn't quite big enough to show it all in one, so I would have to, it would take a little effort. But there is something I would like to show you, now that we got a few minor details straightened out here. Oh, I am gonna rotate that bokeh back to the official Navy orientation of pointing to the left, okay? Just for authenticity here. Okay, so I have here put a pole that has a string that is 16 feet long. See, there's a string, it goes over to the base of, and I gotta refocus that pole. There's the base of that pole. I'm gonna open up my iris so you can see better. There's the pole. There's the base. There's the knot. Right there. It's just a bowline knot. There's bowls in this cow pen, so I figured I better use a bowline knot. So there's my pipe. There's a ball on the end. That's my simulated Navy antenna. And what I'm gonna show you is what happens when I stand at the end of this 16-foot line and focus on my toes. There we go. Actually, first, well, okay, so I'm focused on my toes. Now I can set a nice bokeh by shutting down the iris a little bit. And there is my simulated Navy my Navy antenna pole. So you can see the stars look like UFOs. There's lots of them. Even the cars look like UFOs. Unfortunately, there's lots of them too. And the pole looks sort of blurry, see? The ground in front of my feet looks pretty focused. There's not a lot of light on it, but my theory is that Navy cameraman literally focused the NVD on the ground, because it's all dark, what else can he see? So he focuses it on the ground, like that. And then he's like, okay, now I'll use it. He looks out, and, you know, the pole kind of shows up, so he thinks I'm good to go, you know? So then, but he looks and, whoa, there's triangles. And some of them are moving and blinking. And I'll append onto the end of this video a short clip I took yesterday of an airplane flying, which shows the blinking pattern. So, anyway, that's about what we got. Now, had he took and focused himself on the stars, like that, look how much better the pole looks. It's so much more in focus. Oh, whoa, there's an actual airplane. Okay, so, see, that's an airplane going there. And I can't believe I caught that. I thought they all gone to bed. Maybe I won't have to append that other video onto the end. Okay, he just went behind my pole. And there he goes. Oh, it's my bedtime. Okay, sorry about that. My bedtime alarm went off at a most inconvenient time and stopped the video recording. But anyway, there is an airplane. You can see there's lights that come on and go off at a regular state, but they're not strobing. That's like the wing blinking lights. Then there's the strobe lights, and they make a definite flash. Well, since this got cut into 2 videos by my stupid bedtime alarm, listen guys, going to bed's just a bad idea. Anyway, I'll probably go ahead and edit these 2 videos since my 1 video got cut. I honestly wanted to make it non-stop if I could. But, you know what? Life happens. And that's what happens. So, you can see that it's just an airplane. I'll go focus back on like this. And see, it's just a point like all the other stars. Moving and flashing. I defocus it, and there we've got our UFO. I call this setup my UFO-matic. Where was I before I was so delightfully interrupted by that amazing airplane? Can't believe an airplane went by this late out here. Well, okay, I guess that's about all I have to say. There's our plane, though. It's still flashing off into the distance. Oh yes, there is one other thing I wanted to show you. It's time to do some UFO flying. Some serious, honest to goodness UFO flying. Let's see, so I'm getting where this UFO is there by my pole. I'm going to focus a little bit, like about to my feet's worth, so I get the UFO gets a little smaller, but the pole gets a little clearer. And I am going to turn this little bubber up, pointy up, so he's kind of like that. Now, see, I can fly him around by moving my camera. If I move my camera to the right, parallax causes him to move to the right while the pole moves to the left, see? Or I can move him to the left, see, like that, and then up or down. Matter of fact, I can land him right on top of this pole here. I hope I don't fall over into a cow patty out here walking around in the dark. Okay, he's coming down. Look at that, he landed right there. Oh, that's right, it's an UFO video. I need to shake the camera. It's already grainy enough. This is like 20-year-old night vision device. So, I think he's going to take off. Look at this. Look at that. Well, anyway. Lots of things could be done here. Look at how quickly he can change directions. And see, the more I'm shaking it, the harder it is to tell what's really going on. Wow, acrobats, huh? And the problem with a lot of these UFO videos is they're not very long. They don't let you get a good look. But I'm here to remedy that, okay? You can look at this for a long time. I think I almost have 15 minutes of... No, maybe like 10 minutes of footage here you gotta wade through. Actually, I got a lot more than that, but I can't put it all in one video or no one would watch it to the end. The reason that light or the pole disappears sometimes is because the only light out here is from the passing traffic, and when they aren't lighting it up, it doesn't show up very good. That's like a semi or something, I think. Well, okay, I guess that's about it, folks. One more inbound. Oh, another, yep. Oh, there's the moon. Oh yeah, the moon. I should let's see, I'm gonna close my aperture down and see if I can get my phone to go darker. No, it's just way too bright to really get a good picture of it. Oh, you might have noticed, it's like, let's see, some interesting, like there's something in the top left screen that's more like a big jellyfish and stuff. Those are reflections in the lens of the moon, sometimes known as lens flare. And there's some lens flare. And there's some lens flare. And sometimes I even get a triangular lens flare when it reflects in just such a way to create an enlarged shadow. Oh, there it is. Okay. See, we can get a large shadow of the iris. See that triangular? That's not a UFO either. That's just more lens artifacts. So, there you have it. And if you wonder why the green circle on my screen moves around like that and that, it's because my phone actually has image stabilization in it, built into it, both optical and software. So it's basically trying to keep the contents of the picture steady. And to do that, it moves the lens or the sensor, which moves its angle of view. So that's the story. Big Bokeh time. So I'll have to append an airplane clip that I got yesterday, I think it was. So this following clip is from yesterday. I wanted to do this in one non-stop, but circumstances didn't cooperate tonight. Okay, there seems to be an airplane going. It's approaching the moon, so it's gonna get lost. See, we're also getting a lens flare from the moon. A couple of them actually, probably one in the scope and one in the camera. This is my night owl UFOmatic. I can make big ones, medium ones, and baby ones. They got some colorful AR coating in there. So to film through my night vision device, I made a styrofoam block that the night vision scope stabs into with a hole, and then my cell phone tapes onto it, and so that way it holds it relatively steady. Like that. Okay, now I'm inside where I shut off the night vision device, because you're not supposed to run them inside. See, it just jams in there, and there's my camera's lens. It's a 50mm 1.3 f-stop, for those of you who are asking what the range of the lens was. That's the focal length, and the maximum aperture is 1.3 over focal length, or focal length over 1.3, I guess. And you can shut it all the way to, here's focal length over 16, and then that's closed. And it focuses from infinity to 1 meter, it looks like. Or is that 1 foot? I'm not sure. I seem to get about 2.5 to 3 feet is the minimum focus. Yep, I guess it's... Oh, okay, yeah. That one down there is the meter, so... Okay, yeah, 2.5 feet or so. So that just presses in there. And then supports my phone. There's actually one more thing I wanted to show you. I've set up a little tiny toy plastic jet here on a big pin stuck in a board, and it's like 3 feet away from me, and I'm focused on it. I've got the star in the background, and you can see it's not focused, and I've got my aperture set so that I get a nice bokeh. A nice triangular one too, huh? So if I were to focus on the star, now the jet's all bokeh. But if I focus up close on the jet, it's like, see, it looks all in focus. And so I could say, yeah, see, the jet's in focus. Of course the spaceship's in focus. And then by moving the camera, I can make the spaceship move. Of course, there's background trees, which you can sort of see going by in this case, but it doesn't matter because I'm not trying to trick nobody. But look at that. I can make this star, which is the spaceship bokeh star, this unidentified flying bokeh, circle around the jet. And then just go right here and stop. Ooh, look, I can put a propeller on the jet. Look, I got a prop on the motor. Now I got a prop on the other motor. Whoops. Someday I'll learn to aim the camera. I don't know, I might not. Anyway, so this is how something could look perfectly in focus, and yet a star could look like a funny triangle with a night vision scope. I should have put some glow-in-the-dark landing lights on that jet. Oh well. And this, of course, is the model plane. Okay, there's our simulated antenna. There's the tape measure. And here is 16 feet and some little glow-in-the-dark BBs in the gravel as a marker. Okay, there are my toes. See my little boots? I've put 4 little glow-in-the-dark airsoft BBs as a marker in the gravel, and I've measured 16 feet out from my artificial simulated Navy antenna, which is right there. Sorry about the background lights of the city, but anyway, there's our antenna. That is the moon way, way overexposed and blooming hugely beyond its actual, it's up to what it should be. But anyway, that's what it is. And there's the stars. So literally, if you take this thing and you focus it at your feet, and you gotta pull 16 feet away, that's about how it looks. If I squat down, you can see it without those bright lights right behind it. And that's what the stars look like, or any point source of light. Look, I'll land this UFO right on this antenna. And then he's gonna take off straight up. Or I could do it and make it look like I'm not panning the camera. See? But then of course the horizon rises up too. Watch this. Let's see, where's that one I was landing? There it is. Hey, look, there's the UFO. It's coming in. It's coming in. It's coming right down. See, it's coming right down to that antenna. It gets closer and closer. It inspects the spot. Moves over, comes down, inspects it from the side. Ooh, I've got to shake the camera. That's right. I'm making an UFO video. It comes up, moves over, comes down, inspects the tower from that side, decides it's a perfect landing spot, and lands right on top of it. Now watch this. He's going to take up, but I'm not going to follow him at first because I'm not expecting it. See, he's taking up. And then all of a sudden I realize it and I catch up to him. How's that? Oh, my BBs are still glowing a tiny, tiny bit. I can hit him with the UV lamp. And then they glow nice and bright.